Sorry. Hi.
Hi. Want to arm wrestle?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know what's happening here. We don't have a table. Okay. Okay.
Good. Ready? Ready? Go.
What the? You're not doing. Oh, I don't want to hurt you. What are you doing? I don't really know what's happening right now.
It's what I wanted to talk about today.
Arm wrestling, weak muscles.
No.
How to have muscles.
No. It was resistance.
Ah, resistance.
Yes.
Resistance.
Yes. So, when you arm wrestle, the thought is, I'm going to resist you, right?
Oh, right.
And so when you're resisting, I'll put it there. Come on. Oh, fight me. So when we resist, like we're not getting anywhere, right?
Right.
We're staying in the same
I
space.
see.
over and over again.
This is what is called an analogy.
Yeah.
Got it.
So what I wanted to talk today about was resistance, because in a lot of times in our life we have things happen that we don't like at all.
A lot of times or every day?
Well, I don't have things every day, but whatever. Oftentimes we have grief, little griefs. And they can be griefs in the moment, or they can be big grief, in the sense of endings or death. And so big griefs or little griefs in the world. But, we all have pain that goes along with that grief. That grief always involves some kind of emotion and some kind of hurt, maybe anger.
I have to tell my clients that if you were to cut somebody open and look at what grief pain looks like, it's going to look the same if it were a little one or a big one, though. It's going to look exactly, if it's going to be black and awful, it's going to be the same as if you're grieving your dog, or you're grieving your husband, or you're grieving your job.
Yes.
Because it's all, your body doesn't know the difference between which one is which.
So you have the emotional content, and we all have emotional content when it comes to grief overall. What can make it exasperated?
What can exasperate it?
There you go, that. What makes it harder?
What can exacerbate it? That's what you're trying to say.
That's what I'm trying to say. I can't ever say that word. What makes it harder, what prolongs it, what makes it worse is our resistance to it. And so if somebody, I'm going to do the obvious, if somebody dies and I say, that's not fair, this wasn't supposed to happen, that makes the pain longer, deeper, greater.
Because you're not sitting in it, you're not allowing yourself to walk through it.
You're saying that this isn't justified hurt, this isn't pain.
I'm not ready for it.
I shouldn't have to feel this.
Yeah.
And so our resistance to the reality of the situation can make our grief worse.
Makes sense.
So
what do you do with that? Because obviously that's the first phase, right? The first.
Oh, I think it's the whole entire
Well, I mean,
phase.
like the whole, what is that? Like the 7 stages or whatever.
Yeah,
Grief,
we'll talk
one of
about
them, the
that
first
later.
one is denial, though, right? So,
yes.
So denial is resistance, essentially, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how do you work through that?
So what you can do is really you have to work towards acceptance. And there's
I hate acceptance.
There's really no other way to move through that than to accept the current reality of the situation.
So I can't just bang my head against the wall and hope it'll change.
Right. Or say it's not fair.
Yeah.
Or
I actually say that a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know. She knows.
So that's where, sometimes when people come in, and you probably say this too, I'll say, well, it just is. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. And it's the current circumstances of the situation. And as we work to accept, okay, this happened, then our grief can move forward and it can progress and it can lessen. And I think sometimes when there is sudden grief, it makes the resistance stronger.
Sure.
as opposed to if you've lost somebody that you knew it was maybe coming, and maybe they were old and lived a great life, and they were in a good place. The resistance isn't there.
So what you're saying is acceptance is the key.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Very much so. Accepting the current reality of the situation.
It's the poison against
Yes.
resistance.
Yes.
The antidote.
There you go.
Okay.
And that's not to say like it's wrong to have resistance. That's just like it's a part of it. But if you find yourself stuck, a lot of times that stuckness comes from in the unwillingness to accept the current situation.
Got it. Take the antidote of acceptance.
Yeah. Yeah, very good.
Excellent.
So hopefully
Nice.
that helps. Hopefully that helps as far as thinking about it. Are there things that you need to accept to be able to move forward from them? Because sometimes that can involve the past stuff back here that we haven't really accepted. So resistance, antidote, acceptance.
See you next time.
Like is up. If you like the video, share it. We would love for you to share it with other people. Subscribe. And we will see you next time. Until then, have a great week. Bye.